everybody, it is Saturday, June 10th. Tika and I are down here in Indiana. We actually came down to hunt one or two different fields that we've been hitting already, but unfortunately, just along with everybody else out there, I'm sure we just have no rain whatsoever. We are supposed to get some rain here, I think tonight into tomorrow. Looks like a ½ inch. The fields that we came down to hunt are planted and they do have corn in them, but they're just so dry. So if we do get that rain that we're supposed to the next week or so, we should be able to get those fields in before the crops get too high. So fingers crossed, because I am excited to hunt those. One of those fields is a field that hasn't been tilled in 3 years. So hopefully we'll get those in. We end up coming back to the field that we've hunted quite a bit this year, just because where they planted beans, we haven't re-walked since it's been planted.
And they have irrigation.
And they have irrigation, so it has had water on it. So I've been here maybe 10 minutes and I got the first point on the ground. Let's check it out. I can see it does have, yeah, it's hard to see with the sun. It does have tip ding, but you know, in the conditions that we have right now, I am not complaining whatsoever.
Not much of a tip ding.
It is hot. That guy right there. Pretty point, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Look at the flaking on that. Gosh. Pretty heavily ground too. Curved corner notch or something. Fly all around us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, shame on that little tip. That's how it goes sometimes though. But you know what, like I said, with the conditions, as dry as it's been, the drought we've had, I'm not gonna complain. So any find that we find from here on out, it's just gonna be a bonus. So stick with us. Do have a new Arrowhead shirt, and I think that's gonna bring us some luck. So stick with us, guys.
So we were just standing here admiring Mike's point, and I happened to look a row over from where I was in, and I found one. So
of course, hers has a tip on it too.
Mine has a tip.
We were just putting away my point, which I'm gonna show everybody because we keep talking about that really quick. This is actually something, yeah, why don't you show that? So this is a box that we made just for everybody. I carry it in my pocket so I don't have to carry my backpack all the time.
Foam.
I cut foam, and I go ahead and open this one here so you can see, so I can sandwich the points in between the foam. So
They're safe.
I've always thought, like, you know, I'm gonna show this as kind of a cool thing, and but it fits right in my pocket so I don't have to carry the backpack all the time when it's that hot. So my point with the tip off is in there. So now let's look at Tika's point with the tip.
It looks really nice.
Right. Look at that, half buried in the ground. Like I said, any find for us today is definitely
I would be
plus.
happy going home with 2 points if that's what we find.
Yes. Oh, wow, is that got like a tip or something? What's this like a? Maybe it's just work like, yeah, I guess it's just work like that. For a second I thought it was like a Jack's Reef, like pentagonal with the straight sides, but isn't that weird that we both thought that? Jeez, beautiful point. All right, so 10 minutes in and we both got a point.
So wish us luck. Hopefully we can find a few more. Hey guys, it is it's a little slow. Like we said earlier, it's really dusty. It's super hot, so
it's getting warm.
It's so hot. It's one of those days that you really have to love doing this to walk in. But I do have something in the ground. It's a great suspenseful pull, so I'm super excited to see, even if it's anything. But those are always fun if you don't know what they are. So
Looks like a base, and it looks like it's
you think it's going that way?
Yeah, it does. Whether it's there or not, I don't know.
No, there's like no tension. Nope, it's broke.
Scraper, nope, broke right
Yes,
off.
it broke.
All right, well, we'll keep at it.
Hey guys, so it's been a little while since we found anything, but I did just, I must have forgot what it looks like to see an arrowhead in the ground because I popped one out. Mike's not very happy with me, but it is a nice little point, so I left it where I popped it. take it.
Yeah, it's kind of slow and few and far between, but we're still finding a few here and there. Hopefully, I think we got maybe an hour left. We're gonna head out to dinner, so hopefully we'll find a few more before the day's over.
I did find another one. Mike told me I need to go take a break in the truck.
I did not. Maybe because your shoulders are so sunburned.
I'm so hot. It's awful out here. I'm going to take a break in the truck. We're actually almost done with the day, but I did.
Yeah, she just said I'm gonna be done, and then I go, "Are you headed back to the truck?" She said, "No, I'll do another row."
Do one more row down and back, and I found one. So.
Yep, that's how it goes. Yep, right there in her row. Would have been my row.
You wouldn't have found it.
No, that's right. I'm glad you found it. That, yeah. Got just a little bit broke off the base, but you keep saying in these conditions, we'll take whatever points we can find today, so. Good job.
Thanks.
Yeah, all right, back to the truck too. All right, everybody, Tika's back at the truck. I think I'm about wrap the day up. Pretty sunburned, pretty hot. I didn't find any more points personally. A few brokes you'll see in the video. I did just come up on, looks like a hammer stone or a little anvil stone here. So I usually keep these. Good thing Tika's back at the truck because she usually wants me to throw these back down on the ground. I have quite the pile of them at home, so she's gonna have a good surprise when we bring it back to the truck. So anyway, like I said before, hopefully we get some rain and I'll be able to get out onto some other fields here in the next week before all the crops get up. Thanks for watching, guys, and hopefully everybody else is getting out. Rock on. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Here's a quick cleanup video for Saturday, June 10th. Tika and I went basically on a scouting mission just to see if some of our fields were rained on. They weren't very good, as you guys could see. We end up hunting the same field that we've hunted a few times already, mainly because it is irrigated and it's been washed pretty heavily. We did get some rain this last couple days, as I'm sure everybody else did as well. So hopefully in the next week here, we should be hitting some fields and finding some good stuff now that everything's washed. We did, however, find a few pieces, so I'm going to go through those real quick. This is kind of a neat piece that I found. I didn't video it, but check this thing out. I bring fossils home all the time for Kaya, and she collects them. This thing I thought was really cool. Not really sure what it is. It looks like a geode of some sort. It's kind of got some crystals in it, but yeah, I have no idea what the heck that is. If it's just a fossil of some sort or a rock that's eroded with a geode inside. Kind of cool. Here's that big hammerstone, or not big, but hammerstone nonetheless. Anvil stone, whatever. Go flat on that side. Nice divot right there in the center. Find a lot of those. I bring home the ones that have the nicer divots in them just to keep them, just to annoy Tika because she hates that I keep them all. Some of the brokes that I found, I don't know what all I had on video or not. This was unfortunate. This is such beautiful material here, kind of quartzy, but looks like it's got one big impact fracture going down the front right there. Looks like that ear was worked right off. Heavy bevel to it though, so that kind of sucked. Little side notch deal. Little broke there. I think Tika found this one. This looked like this would have been a really nice piece. Little ear down there. Unfortunately, this is the one that I found. This would have been cool. Looks like it would have been a big side notch. So yeah, big base there. Neat colors. Little tip. I almost thought this was a little tiny point when I first found it. It's sheared off on the bottom, but I thought that was a little notch, but it's just a little tip. This is a really pretty thumb scraper. Yellowy, just your typical thumb scraper, good flaking. Some Cortex on top there. Nice shape. And then the few points that we did happen to find in the dusty ground. Tika found this one, which is really neat. It's got a lot of fossil inclusions in it. I'm not sure if it's Harrodsburg or if it's just some sort of fossiliferous kind of shirt. It's real chunky. Looks like it's been just exhausted. Maybe one little base ding there on the bottom. Rough point. This was a real thin one she found towards the end of the day. I think she knocked this one out on accident. It's got a little ding there, but still a nice point. Little bevel there, super thin. Kind of a classic point that we find at that field with this material anyway. Little thin points. This was probably her best point of the day. It was her first one. Heavily ground. Little side notch deal. I thought first I saw the little flat sides. I thought maybe it was a Jack's Reef, like pentagonal, but I think it's just worked real narrow up here to the top. I mean, it still could be a little Jack's Reef, but and then this was my first point of the day. Unfortunately, it's got that little tip ding right there. Still a really cool point. Little ding off the base. It's heavily ground, and it almost resembles like one of those little button base dovetails. And I don't really know for sure if it is or not. It does have a decent little bevel to it. You see a little twist there. Yeah, I don't know. It's like I said, it's got that little tip nick there. Looks like maybe it was heavily maybe it was in a fire, if it's heat treated. Not really sure on that side, but yeah, it's a shame that it's got a break. Would have been a heck of a point nonetheless. Like I said, not sure on the type, but it's heavily ground, so probably a little archaic corner notch. So anyway, guys, this is what we got for the day. Let's say we didn't set any records, but it was pretty cruddy conditions. We did get the rain, so hopefully we get the points coming up. Best of luck, everybody. Keep rocking.